Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight's story is one that has shaken Moscow to its core, a story that feels almost unreal yet has sent shockwaves through Russia's military and political elite. Reports are emerging that one of Vladimir Putin's top generals was killed not on a battlefield, not near the front lines, but at his own home. And according to multiple intelligence-linked sources, Ukraine was behind it. If true, this marks one of the most daring and psychologically devastating strikes of the entire war. For months, the conflict has been defined by long-range missiles, drone attacks, and brutal trench warfare. But this incident represents something different. It signals a shift from conventional military engagements to targeted, high-value operations aimed at the very heart of Russia's command structure. The message is clear: no one is untouchable anymore. The general in question was not a minor figure. He was a senior commander, deeply involved in planning and overseeing Russian military operations in Ukraine. His name was known inside the Kremlin. His influence reached far beyond the battlefield. Losing someone like this is not just a tactical setback, it is a strategic and symbolic blow. According to early reports, the general was inside his residence when the attack happened. This alone has stunned observers. Russian generals are protected by layers of security. Surveillance, guards, counterintelligence, and secrecy are supposed to keep them safe. Yet somehow, those defenses failed. And they failed in the most humiliating way possible. Details about how the operation was carried out remain deliberately vague. This is typical of covert actions. Some sources suggest a planted explosive. Others point to a precision strike using advanced intelligence. What matters more than the method is the outcome. Ukraine, a country fighting for its survival, appears to have demonstrated the ability to strike deep inside Russian territory, right into the private life of a top military leader. In Moscow, panic reportedly spread within hours. Emergency security meetings were called. High-ranking officials canceled public appearances. Some generals were moved to undisclosed locations. Others increased their personal security. When fear reaches this level among the elite, it tells us something important. The psychological impact may be even greater than the physical damage. This event has raised serious questions about Russia's internal security. How did Ukrainian intelligence obtain such precise information? How did they know where the general was, when he would be there, and how to reach him? These are questions that Russian counterintelligence is now desperately trying to answer. For Vladimir Putin, this could be one of the most alarming moments of the war. Putin has built his image around control, strength, and security. A top general being killed at home directly challenges that image. It suggests that the Kremlin cannot even protect its own inner circle. Inside Russia, state media has been cautious. Initial reports were either delayed or framed in vague terms. Some outlets avoided mentioning Ukraine altogether. Others suggested an accident or internal sabotage. This lack of clarity only fuels speculation and fear among the public. At the same time, pro-war bloggers and military commentators reacted with anger and disbelief. Many openly questioned how such a failure could occur. Some accused Russian security services of incompetence. Others warned that this could be the beginning of a new phase of the war, one where Russia's leadership itself becomes a target. From Ukraine's perspective, this operation fits into a broader strategy. Kyiv has repeatedly stated that those responsible for war crimes and aggression will not be safe, no matter where they are. Targeting senior commanders sends a powerful signal to Russian officers still fighting in Ukraine. It tells them that rank does not guarantee safety. This kind of strike also has a deterrent effect. Generals plan operations, they issue orders. Removing them creates confusion, delays, and mistakes. Replacing an experienced commander is not easy, especially during an ongoing war. Training, trust, and coordination take time. There is also the issue of morale. Russian soldiers at the front are already dealing with exhaustion, shortages, and unclear objectives. Learning that a top general was killed at home could deepen feelings of vulnerability and doubt. If generals are not safe, what does that mean for ordinary soldiers? On the international stage, reactions have been cautious. Western officials have not publicly confirmed Ukraine's involvement. This is expected. Covert operations often come with plausible deniability, but privately, many analysts see this as evidence of Ukraine's growing intelligence capabilities and its ability to operate beyond the front lines. Some experts compare this moment to past conflicts where targeted killings changed the dynamics of a war. Such actions rarely end conflicts on their own, but they can accelerate internal pressure, mistrust, and instability within an enemy's leadership. Inside the Kremlin, trust is everything. Putin relies on loyalty from his generals and security chiefs. An incident like this inevitably raises suspicions. Who leaked information? Was there an insider? Could there be more vulnerabilities? These questions can lead to internal purges, investigations, and power struggles. History shows that when authoritarian systems feel threatened from within, they often react harshly. Increased surveillance, arrests, and repression could follow, but these measures can also backfire, creating resentment and fear even among loyal supporters. For Ukraine, the risks are also real. Targeted strikes like this could provoke retaliation. Russia may attempt similar operations or escalate attacks elsewhere. The cycle of escalation is always a concern. Yet, from Kyiv's point of view, the war has already reached a level where survival demands bold actions. What makes this incident particularly striking is the location. A home is supposed to be a place of safety. By reaching a general there, Ukraine has shattered a psychological boundary. It has turned the war into something deeply personal for Russia's leadership. This also changes how Russian officials will live their daily lives. Simple routines become risks, travel becomes dangerous, public appearances become potential targets. Over time, this constant fear can wear down even the most hardened figures. Some analysts believe this could lead to more bunker mentality within the Kremlin. Leaders may isolate themselves further, relying on smaller circles of trusted aides. While this might increase security, it can also reduce the quality of decision-making. Isolation often leads to miscalculations. The timing of this event is also important. It comes at a moment when Russia is already under pressure on multiple fronts. Military challenges, economic sanctions, and diplomatic isolation are all weighing heavily. Adding fear at the top only compounds these problems. For ordinary Russians, the message is unsettling. If the state cannot protect its most powerful military leaders, what does that say about overall security? While state media will try to control the narrative, rumors spread quickly, especially in the digital age. Ukraine, on the other hand, has gained a symbolic victory. Even without official confirmation, the perception alone matters. It boosts confidence at home and signals resilience to allies abroad. It shows that Ukraine is not just defending, but actively shaping the battlefield in unexpected ways. This does not mean the war is close to ending. Conflicts of this scale rarely turn on a single event. But moments like this can mark turning points in mindset. They can change how leaders think, how soldiers fight, and how societies perceive the future. As more information emerges, we will likely learn additional details about how the operation was carried out and who exactly was involved. Until then, uncertainty remains. And in warfare, uncertainty is a weapon. What is clear is that Moscow is on edge. Security measures have reportedly been tightened across the capital. Residences of high-ranking officials are under increased guard. Movement is being monitored more closely. These are not signs of confidence. They are signs of fear. For Putin, maintaining control now becomes even more challenging. He must reassure his inner circle while projecting strength to the public. Any sign of weakness could be dangerous for his authority. For Ukraine, this operation reinforces a key narrative: that justice will reach those responsible, that the war is not confined to trenches and borders, and that intelligence, precision, and resolve can challenge even a much larger adversary. As the conflict continues, one thing is certain: the rules are changing. The idea of safe zones for top commanders is fading, and the psychological battlefield is becoming just as important as the physical one. This single event, whether officially acknowledged or not, will be studied by military strategists for years. It represents the blending of intelligence warfare, psychological operations, and precision targeting. Moscow may try to project calm, but behind closed doors, panic is likely real. And when panic enters the halls of power, history shows that unpredictable decisions often follow. We are witnessing a moment that could reshape how this war is fought going forward. A moment that reminds everyone watching that power is fragile and control is never absolute. Stay with us as we continue to follow this developing story and bring you clear, in-depth explanations of what it means and what could come next.